Welcome back. Well, the Internal Revenue Service reportedly looking to close the tax gap by getting more information from banks about you, their customers. IRS Commissioner Charles Rettig telling Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren if banks were to report basic information on withdrawals, deposits, and other data, it would help in recovering billions of dollars in lost revenue. Joining me right now is the Florida Bankers Association CEO, Alex Sanchez. Alex, it's great to have you this morning. I know that the FBA is concerned about this new development. Tell us where we are on this.
Good morning, Maria. Thanks for having me on. Maria, let me just simply say, this will kill our community banks and hurt our regional banks in our country, who are the main providers of capital for small businesses. While community banks only have 20% of market share, they give 50% of small business loans in our entrepreneurial society to small businesses where half of Americans work. Having every American data sent to the IRS for every $600 withdrawal, deposit, moving in accounts. It's unbelievably ridiculous, Maria. There are more efficient ways to do this by the IRS. Senator Warren herself to the commissioner said we need to get high-income tax evaders. Well, hire more auditors. There's many more efficient ways to do this than to have every American's data sent to the IRS for a $600 transaction. I hope moderate Democrats, Maria, come rule the day and tell the Biden administration this is totally unacceptable. Look, we want taxes to be paid. We want taxes to support our country, but there are more efficient ways to doing it than the intrusive violation of privacy of every American's right for all their bank accounts. So there's just a better way to do it, Maria, than what the Biden administration is proposing.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, this is an issue of privacy. Why does the Biden administration continue to take a page out of the communist China playbook and do things like this by putting the banks in charge of reporting what goes on in our accounts? I mean, it pretty much makes the banks the police of you withdrawing money, putting money in, and so that they can scrutinize it to see if you pay taxes on that.
You know, Maria, every year the federal banking regulators have a program to bank the unbanked, and our banks help in that, to reach out to recent immigrants, to many, many others, to get them banked. It's in the best interest of government that everyone have a bank account. But I can tell you, if this happens, there's a lot of people who don't want their data sent to the IRS. With all the data breaches the IRS has had, do we really want to send every transaction of every American to them for $600 or more? I'm hoping, Maria, people like Senator Joe Manchin, Senator Joe Manchin, comes to the point and says, I don't want every West Virginian to send their data account to the IRS. I hope moderate Democrats rule the day, Maria, because this is totally unbelievable by the Biden administration. There's a better way. There's a more efficient way to do this. And, Maria, it's going to kill our community banks. Look, it's going to cost hundreds of millions of dollars to create systems to catch every transaction of $600 or more. Our community banks cannot afford that, Maria. They can't afford that. They cannot afford that.
That's a very good point. The cost involved, for sure. It's also politicizing the IRS just the way the Obama administration did. So, again, it's the Obama administration directing the Biden administration. I want to switch gears, ask you about the China threat, because you and I have spoken about this, and I think our audience understands how concerned I am about communist China and the threat it represents for the United States and the financial services industry, pretty much funding the CCP's expansion. BlackRock has raised $1 billion, as you know, for the first ever mutual fund allowed to sell to Chinese citizens. That's completely run by a foreign firm. This coming amid escalating tensions between the U.S. and Beijing. Hedge fund billionaire George Soros wrote an op-ed this week in the Journal and condemned BlackRock for its investment in China, saying that it was a tragic mistake. BlackRock responded to the criticism. Fox Business followed up on it, and BlackRock told Fox that it thinks it can help China address its growing retirement crisis. Alex, why do we care about China's growing retirement crisis when we know that the Communist Party of China wants to overtake the United States as the #1 superpower? How about worrying about national security issues for America? BlackRock?
Well, Right. Well, Maria, look, we know what's happening. U.S. firms are going over there for profits. BlackRock and other financial providers are being given the majority stake in these firms in China. So the question is, Maria, why? Why is China allowing this, as you asked me? And here's the reason why. Because we're going to wake up one morning, Maria, and the Chinese government, through one of their banks, and as you know, when you look at the top 50 banks in the world, 14 are Chinese, including the top 5. But the problem is you don't know where the bank ends and the government begins in these Chinese banks, because the communist government is so intertwined in these banks, as well as every other Chinese enterprise. But we're going to wake up one morning, Maria, and the Chinese bank, through their government, is going to petition the United States to buy one of our major U.S. financial providers. And then we're going to have a question. Should we allow that? Remember when they tried to buy Texaco over a decade ago? We said no to that because we made the decision that we didn't want the Chinese interests to own a major strategic oil company in the United States. We're going to ask ourselves the same question. And the Chinese, Maria, are going to make the argument, hey, U.S. government, we're allowing U.S. firms in China. Now you got to allow us in the United States. And that's the end game, Maria. That is the end game by the Chinese.
Yeah, that's the end game. And make no mistake, there won't be any debate about having the IRS know all about your transactions once the Chinese empire is in control. So I wonder how BlackRock sees all of that as it funds the CCP's expansion. Alex Sanchez, great to talk with you as always. Thanks very much for weighing in on these very important topics. We'll see you soon, sir.